everyone, I'm Adrianna Cuevas, and I am the author of The Total Eclipse of Nestor Lopez. I'm here today to tell you about my new book, Cuba in My Pocket. It's a little bit different from The Total Eclipse of Nestor Lopez because it's a historical fiction. So it's based on a real time in history, the 1960s, and it's about a boy named Cuba Fernandez who is sent by himself from Cuba to the United States. One thing you have to understand with this book is the political situation in Cuba at the time. There was a very new dictator ruling Cuba named Fidel Castro, and he was slowly taking away all of the people's freedoms in Cuba. He was saying what they could buy at the grocery store. He was saying, most importantly for my main character, what they could learn in school and whether or not they had to join the military. So Cuba's parents decide that they don't want him to have to do that. And so through lots of different secret arrangements, they end up sending him to the United States, and he goes to live in Miami with his cousin, who is a missionary. And he gets to spend a few months with her, but eventually she's taking in more and more kids coming from the United States. And so Cuba has to go live with a foster family in the Florida Keys. And so that's how our story progresses. All the time, Cuba is by himself and he's wondering what's happening to his family in Cuba and if he's going to get to see them again. And so as you read through the story, you can kind of feel what it's like to have to start over, what it's like to be in an environment where you don't speak the language and everything is new. And I based this story on my father's life. That is what happened to my dad. When he was 15, he moved by himself from Santa Clara, Cuba, all the way to the United States. And he had to start over completely. And just like Cuba, he wondered what was going on with his family back home in Cuba and if he would see them again. Thankfully for my dad, he did see his family again. My abuelo and my tío got to come to the United States a year after my dad did. And then a year after that, my abuela also got to come to the United States. So this story is based on my family history. It's based on things that I wanted to keep a permanent record of because they meant a lot to me. So when you're thinking about telling stories and what kind of story you want to tell, think about the things that are important to you, the things that you want to last, and the things that you want to have a record of. Because for me, this story is a record of my dad's bravery. This story is a record of how my family survived. And I'm so glad that it's now out for everyone to read, and it's something that you can hold in your hands. So I hope that you enjoy Cuba in My Pocket. It has a lot of the same things, even though it's very different from Nestor Lopez. It still has some of the same humor. It has some very fast-moving, tense scenes, and it has a boy who is trying to be a hero and trying to do his best. So I hope you enjoy Cuba in My Pocket. I hope you keep reading fantastic stories, and I hope that you keep maybe writing some of your own. Adiós, mi gente.